Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to Give Fort. I am making this video to discuss one of the dumbest things I heard somebody say in chat talking to me while playing a chess game, and this was a little bit higher rated player than me, like 100 points higher, so a little bit over 1,000. And I was playing a new opening. I was playing instead of the London as white. And this was unranked games. I was testing out a new opening, which is the Catalan. So it's like Queen's Gambit sometimes, and then this comes out, Fianchetto, Night Out, etc. And I was testing it out just to try an opening and see what kind of positions I got from it and whatnot. And I blundered pieces and I wasn't trying to win. That's why I was playing underrated. I was just kind of seeing the positions and testing it out and seeing what I got, right? And this player made a comment. I don't know how it came up. Something about blundering pieces. And I was like, yeah, I'm trying a new opening. And they arrogantly type, yeah, openings don't matter until rank 2000. And I replied, well, okay. I mean, yeah, they actually do. And they're like, no, not really. Just develop your pieces to the center, blah, 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 blah. You know? And I'm like, I usually play these openings. I'm just trying this out. Thanks for the advice, but I didn't ask for it. And they just kept going on about how openings don't matter and how else do you learn. And I'm just like, you're a idiot. Like, and this was I know it was a younger, probably female person because it said like Minecraft girl or something. So I was just like, whatever. I'm like, look, I didn't ask for help. I'm like, I don't need help. Just move your piece, you know? And like, I just didn't want to get into it because I like, who are you? Why are you like, I don't care what you think, first of all, right? And your statement was dumb. And this is the reason it's dumb. And anybody who thinks openings don't matter, I highly disagree. And I'm going to state my case as to why they absolutely do matter. Yes, you can play chess and you can be a beginner and you can, uh, go to e4 and they match and you get your knight out. They put two pawns in the center and, maybe you bring the other knight out. They take whatever and you can just, go from here, get your bishops out, what have you. And you can learn to play chess like that. And if you're playing like 10 games a day, you could learn to play chess like that for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, right? But here's the problem with it, at least for me, and I think probably for most people, is your rate of progression and your rate of getting better after you learn how the pieces move and the rules like castling and en passant and all the rules and generally kind of how the pieces move. I think openings are an excellent tool because I play the London right now, right? So I know that this comes out, and I'm just gonna give a demo here. This is move two, and if they move this knight here, the best computer move is to bring your knight here, I believe. But I always bring it here to prevent the knight coming here and causing issues and targeting my bishop when it gets here. So I just move this out as soon as this knight comes out, or if this pawn moves up. A lot of the times, if that knight doesn't come up and this moves out, sometimes I'll do this, right? And now I'm in a reverse Albin. But the point of openings is that, for one, they're computer backed, right? Meaning, if you learn an opening and what to do, you're going to be making less bad moves and bad habits. Because if you memorize what to do the first few moves, like with the London out, I know that I want my pawns here. I know this knight comes here. I know this comes here. I know this goes here. I know If this bishop comes out, I drop this back to try to open up the H file. I understand that my attacking ideas are to get the queen here and here, or to get the queen here with an open H file, or this knight here, and maybe this bishop comes here, and after they castle, I maybe do a Greek gift sacrifice attacking this. King comes here, this knight jumps up with check, this queen comes over to follow up. If the H file is open, I have that also. Like, I know all these ideas, and I have repetition in these positions. And you don't get that as easily, and the moves you're doing probably aren't as good because they're not backed by a computer. If you're just moving pieces out, maybe you're developing bad habits, and you're not making the best moves. And you don't get as many of the same positions. If you learn an opening, it potentially gives you an advantage. It gives you consistency. It allows you to progress and learn faster. So the sooner you can learn an opening, and like a beginner opening, an easy opening, like a Caro Khan's really easy as black, right? They move out this, say they put 2 pawns, this. I know that if they take, I'm taking back. I'm going to bring this rook out. I'm going to move this up. I'm going to get this bishop over here. I'm going to castle. And as soon as this bishop comes out, I'm going to trade off bishops. This pawn's going to take. It's going to open up this file. When they castle, I move my king over. I move my rook, which would be here, over. And I start some kind of attacking idea on this side. And I do that every time. And it works a majority of the time, right? I know that if they move their knight here, I'm going to do this. They do this. I do this. Like so. If they check, I bring here. If they don't check, I bring this one out first. Then I castle. Then I move this over to check. You know, like I just know what to do like this because I studied an opening, because I get the same positions, and because I have repetition in it, it allows me to get through the early game really easily without stress, and a lot of the times get an advantage, so I can focus on, really take my time and focus on pinning pieces, forking pieces, coming up with attack plans. If I'm wondering what move I should do all the time, like if this comes up and I don't know, have an opening and something I know what to do against it, I'm like, well, should I take? What if this comes out? What if this happens? Like, you have to think about it, and it takes time, right? You learn an opening, you know what to do the first 5 moves, and then you build on it 10 moves, and then you learn all the different options the opponent can do and what you should do against that. So learning an opening, even the first 3 or 4 moves, and then building on that, learning a line, and then if the opponent does something that you don't have memorized for your opening, you go back and look, look at your study course, and you learn that, right? And it keeps building on it, like like a jujitsu or something, right? Or like math, right? You learn something 1 week in math, and then the next week when you're learning something new is building off what you learned the week before. That's what openings do for you. And it allows you to progress. And I'm heated on this subject because I can't believe somebody over 1,000 was like, yeah, openings don't matter until rank 2,000. Like, dude, you're a moron. Of course they matter. They help you. They're computer backed. They give you consistency. They allow you to progress quicker. When I started playing chess, it was 6 months ago. Never played chess before. I'm proud of myself for almost being at 1,000. I was actually ranked 988 today, and I lost a couple of games. But so when I first started, I did the knights out, bishops out, figuring out how pieces moved and stuff. This was in September, October. On October 6th, I made an account here. I had no openings, and I was struggling to get to 500. And then I watched a video and learned the fried liver. So I would play the fried liver as white, but had no idea what I was doing as black. Then I watched the Traxler video. So I would try playing the Traxler when people would fried liver me as black. And that got me up to rank 600. I would study the fried liver and the Traxler. I got a move list and I studied it on an analysis board, and I looked at the moves, and I just studied them and learned it. So I know the fried liver and the Traxler pretty well. It stopped working around rank 600, but it was hard for me to get to 500. When I learned the fried liver, I shot up to 600 quickly, right? And that was here. Right around here, I learned the fried liver, struggling to get to 500. And then you can see me jump up here to like 600, almost 700 sometimes, and then back down. This is my fried liver time, right? Back down to 581, back up to 600. And then around here, around December, I bought an E4 course, and then I bought a D4 course, bought a Caro-Kann course, bought a Gambits course. I bought all these courses, and I learned the Caro-Kann for black first because black was my weakest, and then I learned the E4, and I was studying the E4 with the Vienna system and Caro-Kann for the black at the same time. And all of a sudden, I went from struggling to get to 600 and struggling to stay at 600 right here, and you can look after learning and practicing, instantly shot up to 700, 800, right? Staying around 800, high 700s. And then probably around here where I dipped a little bit back down was when I switched from the Vienna opening to the London, because the London is more solid. Queen's pawns are just a little more solid than E4 openings for white. So I because I was having issues winning with the Vienna, but the Caro-Kann was working, it just felt hard to get wins with the E4 Vienna as I raised rank. So I switched back over to the London. I studied the London course I had bought, and I actually have two. I have the one from Levy and the one from Eric Rosen, and I shot up to 900, and I haven't been under 900, and I'm almost at 1,000. So from here, playing the Caro-Kann the whole time, and then switching over to the London sometime around here, if you look. And I'm just shooting up, right? So without openings, I wouldn't be anywhere as high a rank as I am. I would understand the game less. I would understand theory less. I would understand chess less. So don't let somebody, no matter what rank they are, I don't care if they're a grandmaster, say, or international master, say openings don't matter. They absolutely do matter. They help you progress quicker, and they help you have consistency. And when you learn the openings, you're learning the correct moves to play. So it just weeds out, it helps weed out any bad habits that you develop, right? You still need to analyze your games, still need to study lines, you still need to adjust your play and your openings as they stop working, as you climb rank. This is my opinion, and I just wanted to put this video out there because I think it's the dumbest thing to say openings don't matter until rank 2000. That's crazy thinking. Of course they matter. All right, guys. Later.